welcome back to the Last Walks blog. I am here with the first in a new stats summary video, which I will do from time to time whenever there's anything topical being discussed amongst Gills fans, which I can look into facts, figures wise to see if we can find out anything interesting. And the big topic at the moment is generally the home form of the team. So as you may or may not have seen on Twitter over the last couple of days, we've had a little look into a comparison between the home and the away form. And starting on the road, as you can see, we rank 8th in the league for away form, which is very un-Gillingham-like, so to speak, but we certainly can't complain at that. Only tasting defeat 4 times in 10 away games is more than satisfactory in my opinion. 12 points from 10 games, averaging over a point a game. Pretty steady rate away from home. Can't really complain at that. And we've won 3 games on the road, which is what brings the comparison to the home form, where we rank second bottom in the home form table this season, with just the 1 win from our 10 league games. Similarly to the away form, though, we've only lost 4 times, but the big difference at home is the draws. As you can see, we've drawn half of our home games, and that's why we've only taken 8 points from the 10 games, which is obviously an average of less than a point a game, which is why we rank so badly in that sense. But the fact we've drawn half the home games isn't necessarily a disaster. It suggests that we're competing in games well enough. It's just the fine line of nicking that winning goal from time to time, which hopefully sooner rather than later under Steve Lovell's going to start coming. But we can look into the home form a little bit further. As I've just said, obviously we've played 10 league games at Priestfield this season. Just the 8 goals, which is the problem. Really, you need to average at least a goal a game at home, if not more, if you want to win games on a consistent basis. But as you can see, in the 10 games, we've only held 3 leads. You can't win games unless you're in front, ultimately, and we're not getting ourselves in front enough. And also, we've only led games for 65 minutes when we've played over 900 minutes of football at Priestfield this season in the league. You're not going to win many games if that's the kind of ratio of which we're leading games. We've only scored first in a game twice, and where this season we have been better defensively, I would say. The first goal can be so important, and more often than not, we're not getting it, and we're having to try and play catch up from behind, and I don't think that suits this Gillingham side. Yeah, we've only scored more than once in a home game on 1 occasion this season. That's a big problem. That was obviously the freak 3-3 draw that we had with Southend back in September. If we was scoring twice every other home game, I'm sure we'd probably have 3 or 4 wins to our name at home. But we've said it all season that the attacking quality is lacking this season in comparison to the last couple of years, and that it's ultimately goals that win you games, and that's where we're falling short. Probably the biggest stat for me, though, is this last one, is that we haven't scored a first half goal in a league game at home this season, and that could be part of the problem. That means that we're always going into the second half chasing games, whether that be trying to chase a winner to turn a point into all 3, or whether we're chasing an equaliser, having already conceded in the first half. Whereas if you look at the away games, where we've scored first half goals on 3 occasions and led at half time on 3 occasions, we've gone on to win all 3 of those games. being at Rotherham, Peterborough and Walsall. So that suggests that if we can start nicking first half goals at home and going into the break with a 1-goal lead, we're more likely than not going to be able to manage that game and convert it into 3 points at the end. So that's the formula I think Steve Lovell's got to try and find, especially at Priestfield, is that we've got to start getting at teams a little bit earlier and trying to nick an early goal and giving us something to play with and hold on to. Not so much hold on to, but it allows us to manage a game to how we want to do it then, which we're getting really right away from home. It's just the flip side is that in front of our own fans at Priestfield, that needs to be addressed. But obviously we move away from the league action this weekend anyway, in the FA Cup second round against Carlisle. And the last little thing I'll bring you is that we haven't reached the third round of the FA Cup since the 2011-12 season, when we was knocked out in the third round by Stoke City, who were managed by Tony Pulis at the time. So hopefully we can get one over our League 2 opponents at Priestfield this weekend and get ourselves into that third round hat with the big boys for the first time in 6 years. Just thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed it, and until next time, up the Gills.